Good afternoon from the National Service of the Liberia Broadcasting System in Painesville. Welcome to Newsline. For the next 1 hour, it's all about news from Liberia and other parts of the world. My name is Chap Davis, presenting on this Wednesday, July 24, 2024. In the top stories, President Joseph Boakai reassures commitment to building inclusive society for all Liberians.
But building a new Liberia for all Liberians. That means inclusive society. Society that cares for everybody. Society that has to know that we are stewards. Everything we do, we own, we ride is for people of this country.
Labour Minister Councillor Cooper Kra rallies Liberians to take ownership and protect foreign investments in the country.
They, as an organization, are opening up to us. They're showing us hands of friendship. We have to appreciate them.
Agriculture value chain actors want government support Liberian farmers by eating more locally grown food and away from home. Kenya's opposition joins crisis-hit government of President William Ruto. We have French, the news in sports, and other developments coming up on the program. But first, Koluba Zizi with a bulletin of news.
President Joseph Boakai has reassured citizens of his commitment to building an inclusive society for every Liberian. President Boakai believes an inclusive society will improve the country where the rights of every citizen will be respected. He made a statement Wednesday in Painesville VOA community when he dedicated a newly reconstructed orphanage.
But building a new Liberia for all Liberians. That means inclusive society. Society that cares for everybody. Society that has to know that we are stewards. Everything we do, we own, we ride is for people of this country.
The reconstruction of the Love a Child orphanage was implemented by the Office of First Lady Ketumu Boakai. The Liberian Chief Executive disclosed the reconstruction of the orphanage is a testament of the First Family readiness to improve every aspect of national life. Meanwhile, First Lady Ketumu Boakai has described the dedication of the facility as a milestone in restoring hope for vulnerable Liberians. Madam Boakai said the project became her top priority due to challenges faced by vulnerable children in the country. She pledged her office commitment to addressing challenges affecting citizens, especially the youthful population.
This day marks a significant milestone in our journey to restore hope, provide shelter, and renew the lives of our precious children who are faced by unimaginable trauma and displacement.
The Liberian First Lady spoke Wednesday in Painesville VOA community at the official dedication of a Love a Child orphanage, a project implemented by her office. Meanwhile, Madam Ketumu Boakai has stressed the need to invest more in education to prepare the country's youthful population for a better future. Labour Minister Councillor Cooper Kra is urging Liberians to exhibit patriotism by encouraging and protecting foreign partners' investments in Liberia. Minister Kra said while government is leading the effort to attract direct foreign investments into the country, it is equally incumbent upon citizens to embrace development-driven initiatives. The Labour Minister sounded the plea recently when he delivered a keynote address at the official dedication of a modern health center constructed by the Ahmadiyya Muslim Mission in Kakata, Mangibi County.
They, as an organization, are opening up to us. They're showing us hands of friendship. We have to appreciate them. We have to be able to support them. We have to be able to protect institutions that they are establishing around the country.
Minister Kra also hailed the Ahmadiyya Muslim Mission in Liberia for their enormous contributions to humanity and state over the years. Minister Kra also rallied citizens' engagement with their foreign counterparts to invest in the health, education, and agriculture sectors as enshrined in the government's arrest agenda. Meanwhile, Mangibi County Ahmadiyya missionary in charge, Mohammed Anna says the modern Kakata Medical Center was constructed to provide health services to the most vulnerable citizens in the area. Mr. Anna also lauded government for its support and protection to religious freedom and promised the entity's commitment to expanding its health and educational facilities across the country. In remarks, Margibi County Superintendent Victoria Dungin called on local government health authorities to support Ahmadiyya Muslim Health Center. The program was attended by a cross-section of local government officials, stakeholders, and ordinary citizens of Margibi County. The Liberia Agriculture Value Chain actors wants government support local farmers across the country. The LAVC is an umbrella organization of all value chain actors committed to empowering agriculture actors and improve financing, policy making, production, and advocacy. A release calls the agriculture value chain organization as saying more support to local farmers will boost the organization's goal and operations in support of government's National Agriculture Development Plan. LAVCA also said it believes to offset Liberia's dependency on high food imports yearly, adequate support to local farmers is critical to bridging the support deficit to local farmers. Meanwhile, the Liberia Agriculture Value Chain Actors is commending the Agriculture Ministry for the inclusion of Liberian dishes at all receptions of this year's Independence Day celebration. The chairperson of the National Elections Commission, Deviata Brown Lasana, is currently in Windhoek, Namibia, attending a regional freedom of expression and access to information gathering. According to a dispatch, the gathering is organized by election management bodies. Madam Brown Lasana is representing the Association of African Elections Authorities on behalf of its president, Jean Mensa, who is chairperson of Ghana Electoral Commission. The dispatch is quoted as saying the overall goal of the regional gathering is to increase knowledge and mainstreaming of the African Union's 2019 Declaration of Principles of Freedom of Expression and Access to Information. The event is being attended by more than 60 participants from many SADC countries, international observers, EMBS from Africa, and donor partners. Authorities of the National Center for the Coordination for Response Mechanism have been urged to uphold accountability and transparency at the entity. The acting director of ECOWAS Early Warning Directorate, Oyini Omowiki, said an accountable center could serve as impetus to attract donors' support. Dr. Onwuka disclosed that ECOWAS Early Warning Directorate will prioritize the National Center for the Coordination for Response Mechanism to make it more functional. Meanwhile, the acting executive director of the National Center for the Coordination of Response Mechanism, Arthur Bestman, is appealing for staff development at the center. Mr. Bestman said trained analysts are needed to achieve better outcomes at the center. He commended the ECOWAS early warning team for the training. Mr. Bestman vowed to work closely with ECOWAS Early Warning Directorate to raise the National Center for the Coordination for Response Mechanism to considerable level in a sub-region. He spoke Tuesday in Cinco at the close of a 2-day for analysts at the National Center for the Coordination for Response Mechanism organized by ECOWAS Early Warning Directorate. Electoral Institute for Sustainable Democracy in Africa has extolled Liberians for steady progress in the country's democracy. The EISA country representative Antoinette Hamadash said Liberia is gradually improving on the sustenance of peace and democracy, as demonstrated by the recent presidential elections. Madam Hamadash was speaking Tuesday in Monrovia when the Electoral Institute for Sustainable Democracy claims its activities in Liberia. She said the peaceful conduct of the 2023 elections signifies Liberians' readiness to forge for greater heights in the sub-region. Meanwhile, Madam Hamadash is urging the National Elections Commission to prioritize civic voter education during future elections to avoid huge number of invalid votes.
Koruba Zizi and the News Bulletin. You're listening to Newsline here on ELBC Radio. One of the big stories we following this afternoon, agriculture value chain actors. One government support Liberian farmers by eating more locally grown food. President Joseph Boakai has re-echoed his commitment to building an inclusive society for all Liberians. President Boakai believes doing so will improve the country where the rights of every citizen will be respected. The Liberian chief executive made this statement in the VOA community when he dedicated an orphanage reconstructed by the office of the First Lady.